What's going on, YouTube? Just getting off of work. It is 4:45 in the morning. Just finished up a 10-hour shift. Oh, and don't have a pipe today. I'm smoking a cane nub Maduro. Had a little bit of a rant that I felt the need to vent. I was about halfway through my shift tonight when I actually got a call for an unknown status, which typically means that we will respond to whatever address that is. Go lights and sirens. Run red lights. Go the wrong way on one-way roads. Weave in and out of traffic. All kinds of cool but very dangerous stuff. We get to the call, and we're met by a grown man who says that he's the one that called us because he has a toothache. This is not the first time this has happened to me. So I asked him why now? Why at close to midnight are you calling 911 for a toothache? And not only that, but lying to our dispatchers so that we'll get here quicker. He didn't really have a good answer. They never do. But he said that he was at the ER earlier, about 8 hours prior, and he left because he was tired of waiting in the waiting room. He expressed concern that there were several people who came in after him who was seen before him. So I informed him that unfortunately when people are having actual emergencies, they get to be seen quicker. And he didn't like it. So he wanted to go back to the hospital. So I took him back. Normally I'd yell at them and turn around and walk away. It's not the most politically correct thing to do, but sometimes it's necessary to kind of educate, we'll say. So we took him back to the hospital. I didn't do a single thing for him because there's nothing that I can do. And there's really nothing that the emergency room can do because he doesn't need an emergency room, he needs a dentist. And that's something else that they also don't like to hear. We took him to the emergency room. I spoke with the charge nurse and informed her of the situation. And we took him right out to the waiting room. I told him he was going to the waiting room, and he said that the whole reason he called an ambulance is because he knows that he's going to get a room if he calls an ambulance versus as if he drives himself. And I quickly informed him that that's not the case. So we took him out to the waiting room, and he saw how long the line was going to be. And realistically, he was probably looking at about an 8-hour wait. Maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit longer. And he proceeded to turn around and start cursing at me for bringing him to the hospital and putting him in the waiting room. I have no problem being yelled at, and I have no problem yelling. But I simply informed him that this is what he wanted, this is what he's going to get. So then he turned back to me and said that he demanded that I take him back home. This was really funny. To me, anyway. Because I told him that, unfortunately, we're not a taxi service. We're not cabs. We don't charge fares. We bill insurance. And your Medicare, as far as I'm concerned, is my money. And you don't have a right to tell me what to do. Not to mention that we don't take people home anyway. That's not what we do. So he started to curse at me for not taking him home. So I quickly pointed behind his shoulder and said, "The door is right behind you. You're welcome to leave." We let him go. He turned around and left. And I said, "If you call back again, we'll have the police involved." So lo and behold, a few hours later, we get a call. I didn't get the call, but somebody else got the call for back to his address. So I called up our dispatch and said, "I know I'm not the closest, but I'd like to take that call." So they gave it to me after I explained the situation. We went back down there, and he walked out the door again, expecting to see somebody else, and when he saw me, he said that he was going to call the police. And I informed him that we already have the police coming. And the police informed him that if he were to call 911 again for something like toothache, that he would quickly be arrested for endangering the public, because it's a very dangerous thing for us to drive lights and sirens across the city, no matter what time of day. So my question is, when did we as a society begin feeling so entitled? Why is it that you think you deserve to have somebody else take care of your problems for you? I get it. You know, toothache sucks. It's a pain in the ass. But when I have a toothache, I put some Orajel on it, and in the morning I call my dentist, and I go get it taken care of. And it's not just toothaches. It's lots of things, and it's not just medical, but it's anything. But why? Why do we feel so entitled? I don't know. I don't really have an answer for it, but I just felt like ranting. But some food for thought. Definitely, I encourage you to think ahead and think of others when you're making your decisions. There are times when it's okay to be selfish, certainly. But I try to always think a little bit ahead and think about how I'm affecting other people when I make a decision. So, at least from my end of things, if you're going to call 911, have a good reason for it. You know, it's amazing what people call 911 for. I've been on a person who had hiccups, who called 911 because they have hiccups. Go on lots of headaches, earaches, sore throats, nausea, vomiting, the flu, colds. I go on all that kind of stuff. So just I plead for the general public to just think ahead a little bit before you make a decision like that. Anyway, like I said, I don't really know where I'm going with this. I just needed to rant and to vent a little bit. And enjoy a cigar, because I don't smoke them very often. But it looks like my car's finally defrosted, so I think I'm going to drive home now and hopefully go to bed soon. So I hope everything is well with everybody. We'll see you on the next one.